Welcome everyone to Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here for a Friday evening matchup between the Eastside Diamond Hoppers and the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. And Dan, we had quite a boring game last night.
Well, Brian, it didn't even happen.
Yeah, we got all the way up to the national anthem, and that's where it ended because the rain came in and ended up raining for the next hour and a half. Ended up having to call the game.
Yeah, the clouds looked so weird during the national anthem, and you can bet when the wind started picking up, it was not going to happen.
So we are going to try again here and see if we can't get this game. But today's supposed to be good in terms of weather. So we have the Beavers facing off against the Hoppers. And Dan, who's on the mound for the teams?
We have Randy Wynn going for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and then you have Tanner Keese going for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Great pitching matchup tonight.
Yeah, Tanner Keese so far this season, he doesn't have a win or a loss. He's only played in 5 games and only made 3 starts. He's been battling a blood blister earlier in the season that kept him out for most of it. He's got an ERA of 5.53 with 13 innings pitched, 13 hits, 13 walks, and 20 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's going to be dominant today. And then you have Randy Wynn going for the Beavers as well. And he's got an ERA of 4.32. And he's got given up 58 hits, 8 walks, has 43 strikeouts, given up 26 runs, 24 in which were earned.
Yeah, his last start was pretty good. He only gave up 2 earned runs in 7 innings pitched. Did give up 7 hits, however. Only walked 3 guys and struck out 5, so he can get those hits down. So have an even better outing today. Tanner Keese, however, in his last outing out, only went 4 1/3. Gave up 3 earned runs, only gave up 3 hits, Dan, but gave up 6 walks with 7 strikeouts in 4 innings.
Yes.
So his command has definitely been an issue in that last game. He throws really hard, and that's why he gets a lot of strikeouts. So if he can cut down on those walks, he'll go a lot deeper into this ball game here, and let's hope he can do that.
Yeah, the last time these two teams faced each other was last Friday night, and it was a 11-8 victory for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
Yeah, the Beavers were dominating that game all game long, and then Gerard Hernandez capped it off with a 3-run home run in the top of the 9th inning over into right field. That made it 11-3 at the time, and it's a good thing he hit that because that ended up being the game-deciding runs. In the bottom of the 9th inning, the Hoppers scored 5 runs to make it 11-8. So that extra insurance home run they hit ended up being a big deal.
Yeah, you had Jake Welch on the mound going up against Torrey DeShazier, and Jake Welch went 6 innings, had 9 strikeouts in that ball game.
Yeah, he was dominant on the mound in that ball game. He only went 6 because obviously when you strike out bad, your pitch count's going to get a little bit higher than normal.
Now, unfortunately for Torrey DeShazier, he had 4 strikeouts and gave up a lot of walks and only went 3 innings.
Yeah, so the walks are what really killed him in that ball game. But like you said, on the mound today is Tanner Keese and Randy Wynn. Keese still trying to bounce back from that injury he had earlier in the season. He's got a lot of velocity on that fastball, and he strikes out a lot of batters. But if he can get that walk rate down, he'll go a lot deeper into this ball game.
Now, Brian, who are you going to go for your player of the game this evening?
I'm going to go with the same guy I went with last night. I'm going to go with Thomas Rulis. Obviously, the game didn't get on our way, so I figured I'd just stick to him. So far this season, Rulis has 34 games played with 117 at-bats, 37 hits, 1 home run, and 17 RBIs. So he's been a pretty good force at the plate for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers this season.
And I think I'm going to do just like you're doing tonight, stick with the same guy. I'm going to go with DeAndre Clark. He is hitting .321 so far this season, has 45 hits, has 21 walks, and he has 0 home runs, but he has 14 RBIs.
Yeah, I mean, he's a leadoff guy for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, so don't expect a lot of power out of him. He gets on base a lot, doesn't strike out very often. He's very consistent at the plate, so you can always depend on him.
Now, who's Steve going with tonight?
Steve decided to go with Robert Poller.
All right.
And
yeah, Robert Poller so far this season hitting .343, has 12 hits, has 8 walks, has a home run, and 10 RBIs of the season.
He's doing a pretty good job so far in his limited at-bats with the Beavers so far. He joined the league about, I think, last month or the month before. We were partway through the season when he joined. And as far as weather goes today,
it's a little chilly.
it's chilly. Yesterday it was hot and it was humid, but today it's really windy and cloudy and chilly.
Yeah, you're definitely going to need a hoodies or jacket and also maybe some cup of hot chocolate as well.
But anyways, it's time for starting lineups here at Jimmy John's Field, so we'll send it down to the field for that.
Batting third, right fielder
Welcome back, everyone. We're still a few moments away from first pitch in tonight's ball game between the Beavers and the Hoppers. Again, Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here on the call. Like we were talking about before we went to starting lineups, Dan, the weather today about 68 degrees and really very windy, as the wind right now is blowing straight away center field, but earlier today it was going third to right. So lots of long balls are going to get carried, it seems, today.
Yes, and you know what? The type of day you're going to need a jacket or a hoodie.
Yeah, it's definitely quite chilly out in today's ball game. It's overcast, but the weather says it should be okay. Unlike last night's ball game where everything got sopping wet. But Randy Wynn will be starting on the mound here for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. And Dan, why don't you go through the starting lineup one more time for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers?
I would love to. Leading off, the shortstop, Ricky Castro. Batting second, the second baseman, Cam Stewart. Batting third, the right fielder, John Macon. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, Mark Kruger. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Esteban Gomez. Batting sixth, the left fielder, John Kraft. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Casey Chenoweth. Batting eighth, the catcher, Brandon Oliver. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Ian Mikowski. Defensively for the Beavers this evening, out in left you have Robert Poller. In center you have Brandon Raw. In right you have DeAndre Clark. At third you have Dan Kennan. At short you have DJ Martinez. At second you have Thomas Rulis. At first you have Christian Helsel. And doing the catching behind the plate is Robert Lucido. And once again on the mound for the Beavers this evening is Randy Wynn.
Yeah, when Randy Wynn is looking to take the mound here as Ricky Castro is standing in the batter's box as we get ready for the first pitch in tonight's ball game. Ricky Castro so far this season is batting batting .299, which is pretty respectable. No home runs and 12 RBIs. He's been a great leadoff hitter for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and he really shows off defensively. He's got great range out there at the shortstop position. The first pitch comes in, and this ball game is underway. It's going to be a 91-mile-an-hour strike at 7:02 p.m. So 0-1 now on Castro. He's going to show bunt on that one, but he's going to bunt it foul behind home plate, so count will fall to 0-2 now. On the mound is Wynn as he sets. He delivers the pitch. It's going to be a flare down the left field line, but it's going to land in foul territory. So Ricky Castro will stay alive.
Yeah, once again, Randy Wynn coming to the next ball game has an ERA of .432. He's given up 58 hits. He's given up 26 runs, 24 in which were earned. He's
going to swing and miss at that off-speed pitch from Randy Wynn, and he'll strike out. This will be the first out of this ball game.
And speaking of strikeouts, coming to the next ball game, he had 43, make it number 44 of the season for Wynn.
So now Cam Stewart will step in, and he and John Macon are near the top of the league in terms of batting average.
Yeah, .339 Stewart's hitting, 7 home runs and 28 RBIs.
As he fouls that one down the right side, going to land on the warning track in foul territory. It's going to be 0-1 now. Cam Stewart resets in the batter's box. Comes the 0-1 from Wynn. It's going to be a pitch inside, 91-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-1 now. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Another pitch inside, 2-1. Raw out there in center field playing a little bit deeper than normal as the 2-1 pitch comes in. It's going to be a pitch outside, 3-1 now. Cam Stewart's got a lot of power out there.
Yeah. And then you also on deck, you have John Macon over on deck. He's got a lot of power in his bat.
He's going to drive that one deep to left field, to the track, to the wall, and that's going to be off the wall out there in left field. Rounding first base is Cam Stewart, and he's going to get in there with a double.
Almost thought that was going out.
He got a lot on that one, but Poller stopped and turned to face the wall, and that was a pretty telltale sign that one wasn't going out as that one hit the wall, and he handled it on the first hop.
Another dangerous hitter in the Hoppers lineup, John Macon.
John Macon and Cam Stewart not only have the same average, but have the same home runs. They are currently the active leaders in home runs, as Jellikowski and Wilson have left to pursue other things. Jellikowski getting signed by the Twins organization, and Wilson going back to school, so both admirable reasons, as that's going to be a strike low, 0-1. Here comes the pitch from Wynn. Ooh, he's going to go with the breaking ball there, 0-2 now.
Oh, it's a very good pitch from him right there.
So one on, one out here in the top of the first inning. The Hoppers look to take the lead early here in this ball game as the 0-2 pitch comes in. It's going to be a ball outside, 1-2, as that one was high and away. Another fastball from Wynn. 1-2 now.
Most of the games this season for the Hoppers, they have gotten out to the early lead.
Last time these two teams faced, however, it was the Beavers who jumped on early. As that one's going to be hit high in the air on the left side. Backing up is Martinez onto the grass, and ooh, he's not going to get there in time. As that one's going to drop in, and that's going to be a base hit for John Macon. Cam Stewart expecting that one to be caught, stayed there at second base, so that'll pull runners at first and second now.
The wind might have had a factor on that one as well.
Well, it's just a tough play in general to make as a shortstop running backwards into the outfield grass.
Got to change your footing, yep.
But I'm sure the wind had some factor to do with it because it's blowing hard. So it's going to have an effect on the ball as it falls down. So now Mark Kruger will step in. He's got runners at first and second now with one out, and here in the top of the first inning.
Kruger's hitting .259, has 2 home runs and 15 RBIs of the season.
It's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. Wynn sets on the mound. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Oh, he's going to drive that one towards right field, towards the gap. Running is Clark, and he'll get there in time. And both runners will retreat back to their base. Kruger made good contact on that one, but Clark is able to cover a lot of ground out there in right field. So it's 2 outs now. So Esteban Gomez will step in for his first at-bat of today's ball game.
He's hitting .264, has 3 home runs and 24 RBIs.
Last time these two teams faced off against each other, he did not play. He's first base today for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers as the first pitch comes to him. He waves and misses there at a curveball, 0-1. That was a nasty curveball from Randy Wynn there.
Yeah, had Esteban Gomez fooled.
So runners still at first and second, now 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Comes the 0-1 pitch. Oh, he's going to ground that one towards the third baseman. Stumbling is Kennan. He still has it, and he'll get the force at second. So that's going to do it here in the top of the first inning. We will go to the bottom of the first. The game is still tied 0-0 as Randy Wynn manages to get himself out of a little bit of trouble here in the top half of the inning. When we come back, it's going to be the Beavers up to bat. And leading off for them will be DeAndre Clark, Brandon Raw, and Robert Paulers. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to Jimmy John's Field. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here. It's a scoreless tie as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Dan, why don't you go through the starting lineups for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers as we wait for first pitch against Denandre Clark?
All right, we'd love to. Leading off, you have the right fielder, Denandre Clark. Batting second, you have the center fielder, Brandon Raw. Batting third, you have the left fielder, Robert Pollard. Batting fourth, you have the first baseman and making his USPBL debut, Christian Household. Batting fifth, you have the designated hitter, Hunter Wood. Batting sixth, you have the third baseman, Dan Kennan. Batting seventh, you have the catcher, Robert Lucido. Batting eighth, the shortstop, DJ Martinez. And batting ninth, the second baseman, Thomas Rulis. Defensively for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers this evening, you have out and left, John Kraft. In center, you have Ian Mikowski. In right, you have John Macon. At third, you have Casey Chenoweth. At short, you have Ricky Castro. At second, you have Cam Stewart. At first, you have Esteban Gomez. Doing the catching behind the plate is Brandon Oliver. And on the mound for the Diamond Hoppers this evening is Tanner Keast.
Tanner Keast still looking to bounce back after coming back from that injury. He's had a couple good innings here and there, but has not gone deep in a ball game since. As the first pitch to Denandre Clark is coming in, and 92-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer third of the plate. It'll be just outside for a ball, 1-0.
Coming in tonight's ball game, Keast has an ERA of .554, giving up 8 runs, in which they were earned 20 strikeouts, but has given up 13 walks.
As Clark will swing and get a piece of that one, 1-1.
And 13 hits as well.
Chenoweth down there at third base is playing close as he looks like he's probably getting ready for a bunt attempt. Denandre Clark's got all that speed on the base paths, and if he lays down a good one, he'll get on. So that's going to be a pitch high and inside. 2-1 now.
And when he gets on base, he's also a threat on the base paths. He has a couple of stolen bases already this season.
He's going to fly that one foul in left side, and that'll be 2-2 now. Count will fall even. So 2 balls, 2 strikes here. Comes the 2-2 pitch to Clark. Ooh, that's going to be a pitch way inside. Count's going to run full now, 3-2.
Clark didn't get out of the way there. Would have probably nicked him a little bit.
Now, Dan, last time Keast was out, he had 7 strikeouts. That sounds great. But he also had 6 walks in 4 innings pitched as he swings and misses at that one. Clark goes down on strikes. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Keast blew by him for the first out. As I was saying, as Ross steps in for his first at-bat of the ballgame, if he can just cut down on those walks and those full counts, he'll go deeper in this ballgame. That was really what killed him in that last ballgame.
Yeah, the walks will kill you. We've seen a couple pitchers already this season struggle with the walks in the ballgame, especially with last outing, Torrey DeSazier. With all those walks he only went 3 innings.
So it's going to be a ball low and away, 1-0.
He had 7 walks in that ballgame, DeSazier, the last time these two teams faced each other.
The 1-0 pitch from Keast comes in. It's going to get away from Oliver behind the plate, but with no men on, no real harm done. It will be 2-0 now.
Brandon Ross hitting .241 this season, has 6 home runs and 24 RBIs.
So it's going to be, again, a ball low and away. Another fastball from Keast, 3-0. 3-0 pitch is going to be a strike in there. 3-1 now. Three-one pitch can be outside, and that's going to walk Brandon Raw. And a strikeout and a walk to start the ball game for Tanner Keast. So now Robert Pollard will step in for his first at-bat of the ball game.
Pollar's hitting .343, has a home run and 10 RBIs this season.
Yeah, Dan, the last time out for the Beavers, Robert Pollard had himself a heck of a game. At least that was in the Beavers-Hoppers game back on last Friday. He went 1 for 2 in that ball game, but walked 4 times and had himself a base hit with 2 RBIs in that game, as well as RBI on a bases-loaded walk. So it'll be 1-0 now to Pollard. As that pitch missed low in the dirt. So now Brandon Raw's on the base paths after he drew a 6-pitch walk. So the 1-0 pitch comes in, and that'll be a ball high. 2-0 now. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Still a scoreless tie, however. Going to throw down to first base, but Raw will get back in there safely.
Yeah, the Eastside Dominant Hoppers had an interesting top half of the first. They had guys in possible scoring position, but unable to get any runs on the board.
Yeah, that'll happen as Pollard fouls out in the netting behind home plate. It's always frustrating when you get a runner in scoring position, you can't bring him home, but it happens from time to time. And it was really the bane of the Hoppers' existence that last game against the Beavers. They had runners in scoring position in 4 different innings in that ball game, 5 different innings, and were only able to bring home 8, 5 of which came in the bottom of the 9th inning. The 3-1 pitch comes in, swing and a miss there. Big rip from Pollard as he whiffs on that fastball on the outer
just
third.
blew it by him.
So it'll be 2-2 or 3-2 now. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Robert Pollard. Throw down to second base will not be in time as they catch Robert Pollard looking. And he'll be the second strikeout of the game, and Brandon Raw will still second base. So now Christian Helsel will take his first swings here with the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. He was set to make his debut last night, but the rain made things a little bit difficult. It's going to be a pitch outside, 1-0 now. He's got a runner in scoring position. Be a good way to start your career here with the Beavers, Dan, is if you would get an RBI to give his team the lead.
And that's what he's looking to do.
He's going to fly that one in foul territory down the right side. On the run is Gomez, but it's going to land out of play. So 1-1.
Because the last time these two teams faced each other last Friday night, Beavers did get on the board first.
Yeah, they end up winning that game 11-8. Christian Helsel is wearing number 18 and playing first base today for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. So the 1-1 pitch is going to be outside, 2-1. So Key sets on the mound. He takes a peek back at Raw at second base. And he threatens the throw back, but Raw was aware. So Helsel waiting on the 2-1. Here it is. He's going to foul that one off as it looks like it goes off the top of the helmet of Brandon Oliver behind the plate. Count will fall even at 2 apiece now. So we got 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning with a runner at second base. Still a 0-0 tie at the moment, but that could change with one swing of the bat. The 2-2 comes in. Swing and a miss, and Tanner Keith's going to strike out the side.
That's his third one.
So we will go to the top of the second inning in a scoreless tie between the Beavers and the Hoppers. And when we come back, it's going to be John Kraft who will be set to lead things off. Following him be Casey Chenoweth and Brennan Oliver. Those are your 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention towards home plate. We are proud to introduce Jeff and Chelsea. And Jeff and Chelsea have been blessed and are expecting an addition to their family. And with the help of Diamond Hoppers Casey Chenoweth, we are about to find out whether their bundle of joy is going to be a boy or a girl.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the second inning, where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers will be John Kraft. John Kraft looking to take his first swings in today's ball game.
He's hitting .281, has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs of the season.
Last time these two teams faced off, John Kraft went 1 for 4 with a base hit, and that came in the 9th inning. Eventually came around to score, so he's going to ground that one towards the first baseman, Helsel, and Helsel will make the play.
Great play by him.
Tossing it to Randy Wynn, and that'll be the first out.
And also, great job for Randy Wynn getting over there to cover the bag at first.
So now Casey Chenoweth will step in. I was going to bring up the fact that last time the Eastside Diamond Hoppers had a public game, John Kraft hit 2 home runs. The inside the park home run and then the solo shot in his very next at-bat. As it's 0-1 now on Casey Chenoweth. John Kraft didn't give me the opportunity. As swinging and missing on that one. It's 0-2 now as the throw back to the mound was an errant one, and it'll go into center field.
Yeah, that was back Sunday against the Unicorns that went to extra innings. John Kraft went 3 for 4.
He had himself a heck of a game, and I believe it was the Eastside Diamond Hoppers that came out on top in that one as well.
Yes, it was.
In the 10th inning. So 0-2 count now on Chenoweth. Here comes the delivery from Wynn. He's going to foul that one in the netting behind home plate.
Now Casey Chenoweth hitting .237, has 2 home runs and 14 RBIs coming to tonight's ball game.
Yeah, he came in as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning last time these two teams faced off and flew out to the left fielder, as that one will be a ball outside, 1-2. Another fastball from Randy Wynn. Here comes the 1-2, as that's going to be another ball high. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch comes in. He's going to swing and miss at that one, and Casey Chenoweth goes down on strikes. Be the second strikeout of the ball game for Randy Wynn now. So Brandon Oliver will step in now for his first at-bat.
Oliver's hitting .257, has 5 RBIs of the season.
He was the batter that Casey Chenoweth pinch hit for last time these two teams faced off. In that ball game, he had gone 1 for 3, Dan. He had an infield single, a sac fly RBIs. He grounds that one towards the second baseman, Rulis. Rulis makes the easy toss to Helsel at first. And that'll end the second inning as Wynn goes 1-2-3. So we go to the bottom half of the second inning, where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers will be Hunter Wood. Dan Kennan, and Robert Lucido. Those are your 5, 6, and 7 hitters in their lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more, and it's still a scoreless tie in this ball game. So please stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the second inning. Still a scoreless tie between these two teams as Hunter Wood is set to take his first swings in this ball game.
Yeah, it's been what a pretty good first inning for Tanner Keast.
Yeah, he struck out the side. He did walk one batter, however.
Which he needs to really cut down because his last start wasn't too good. Those walks really did kill him.
He ended up giving up 3 earned runs. He struck out 7 batters, only gave up 3 hits, but those 6 walks is what ended up forcing him out of that game fairly early. Only gave up 1 walk last inning. Let's hope he can get out of this inning without any of those. Did strike out 3, however, which is, I mean, striking out the side, it's a great thing to see either way. The first pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball inside, 1-0.
Now Hunter Wood's hitting .219, has 3 RBIs this season for the Beavers.
Pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one towards center field. Mikowski, ranging backwards, will make the leaping catch shy of the warning track, and that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the second inning.
And the wind's definitely going to be a battle for most of these players this evening.
So now Dan Kennan will step in, and yeah, Dan, like you were saying, it definitely will be, because that wind is blowing straight away center field right now, and it is like gusting right now. So Dan Kennan will step in. The first pitch he sees, he fouls out of play, 0-1.
Dan Kennan's hitting .252, 0 home runs and 8 RBIs for the Beavers, and he was picked for player of the game here at Jim Jones Field this evening.
By the league, we should mention.
Yeah.
It's 1-1.
The 1-800 Hansons.
Yeah, our picks for player of the games are separate from the 1-800 Hanson's pick for player of the game. If he gets on safely with a base hit, fans will go home with a prize, 1 and 2. Fouls another one off. It's the 1-2 from Keast is in, and he's going to swing and miss at that one. Dan Kennan getting fooled there as that throw from Oliver down to the third baseman is going to go into the outfield. We have a couple of those today.
Yeah, Kennan was down to one knee on that swing.
Yeah, you got him with that off-speed pitch. That pitch came in at 75 miles an hour, which is 20 miles an hour slower than his fastball. His fastball gets up to 95 at times. So I can see where that would really tie up batters, as that's going to be a pitch outside, 1-0.
Now Robert Lucido coming in tonight's ball game, hitting .227, has a home run and 7 RBIs.
pitch comes in, and swing and a miss at a fastball there. 1-1 now.
Now, he did not play the last time these two teams faced each other last Friday night.
The 1-1 comes in. Swing and a miss at that one. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He's gotten him to swing at 2 of those now in consecutive orders. So curious to see what he does here on the mound if he tries to get him a 3rd time with that fastball.
It's definitely his favorite pitch right now.
So it's his favorite pitch most nights as he's got a lot of velocities. He's swinging a miss there, and Robert Lucido swings at another fastball and goes down on strikes.
That's strikeout number 5 for Keast.
Out of 6 outs that have been registered for the Hoppers, it's 5 strikeouts. So that's a pretty impressive statistic here in just 2 innings of baseball. And we go to the top of the 3rd inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Will be Ian Mikowski. Following him be Ricky Castro and Cam Stewart. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
We are pleased to announce yet another player from the USPBL who has signed a contract with a major league organization. On the field, our USPBL chairman and CEO, Andy Appleby, and the newest member of the Minnesota Twins organization, current USPBL home run leader, graduate of Madonna University from Fraser, Michigan, and joined by his family. Has a few words he'd like to say right now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 3rd inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is Ian Mikowski, batting in the 9-hole today.
Hey, Mikowski's hitting .257. Has 0 home runs, but has 6 RBIs for the Hoppers.
Yeah, on the last time these two teams faced off, Dan, is that one's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. He was 1 for 4 in that ball game, but he reached safely twice on errors and did have an RBI single.
Yeah, the RBI single came in the 9th inning for the Hoppers.
1-1 now on Mikowski as that last pitch missed.
Where they tried to make a comeback in that ball game.
Nearly successful in overcoming a huge deficit as that's going to be grounded towards the first baseman Housel. Underhead toss to win, and he'll tag first base to get the first out here. So now Ricky Castro will step in for a second at-bat.
Ricky Castro struck out his first time up.
Comes the first pitch from Wynn to Castro in the second at-bat. It's going to be a ball low as it gets through the legs of Robert Lucido behind the plate. 1-0. Going to fly that one down the left field line, but out of play. 1-1 now. The center fielder, Brandon Raw, shaded a tad to the left out there in center. As that one's going to get through the legs again of Lucido, and it'll be 2-1 now.
Castro coming in a nice ball game. Was hitting .299. Has no home runs, but has 12 RBIs.
He's going to hit that one to center field for a base hit. So Ricky Castro will be on here in the top of the 3rd inning with 1 out. So Cam Stewart will step in with 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning.
He hit for a double his first time up. And it was off the wall out and left.
Yeah, he had got a lot on that one. We weren't sure right away if it was going to be a home run or not. As this going to be a throw down to Castro, and he'll get back in safely. So the first pitch is going to be a strike on the inner third of the plate, 0-1. Yeah, I expect the wind to help a lot on these fly balls. So it's blowing straight away center field, and they're going to throw again down to first base, but Castro will be in safely.
And it's definitely a battle as well for the fielders.
Randy Wynn ran into a little bit of trouble in the first inning, but was able to get out of it. But had himself a 1-2-3 second inning. And still 0-1 on Cam Stewart. They've been keeping a close eye on Ricky Castro down there at first.
Yeah, Castro has already a couple stolen bases already this season.
Couple's an understatement because that one's going to be fired into the netting behind home plate.
Sure is.
0-2. The guy's a stealing machine. They're going to keep a close eye on him down there because of that. 0-2 pitch comes in. It's going to be fouled down the left side, and Cam Stewart's going to stay alive here. It's got an 0-2 count on him.
Yeah, he's not going away easy.
He never does. He's a big thorn in the side for most pitchers in this league. I mean, he's batting .339 with 28 RBIs and 7 home runs on the season. He's absolutely phenomenal at the plate this season. The 0-2 pitch comes in. It's going to be popped up in the air. It's going to be on the infield dirt as Rulis, the second baseman, will make the catch. And that'll be 2 outs here. So now John Mencken will stand in.
He hit for a single his first time up.
That was that blooper over to left field where DJ Martinez kept backing up, and just the wind knocked it off course and ended up landing in there safely.
Yeah. Usually Martinez makes those type of catches.
Well, in all honesty, it should have been Pollar's ball out there in left field. I'm not sure why Pollard let Martinez try and get that one. 1-0 now on Mencken. But it's probably because, like you said, Dan, Martinez is usually able to make those kinds of catches.
But the wind battled with him.
It's going to be a throw down at first, but Castro gets back in without much of a problem. So the 1-0 comes in. That'll be a pitch on the inner third of the plate, as I don't think Mencken agrees with that call, but it'll be a strike, 1-1. Throw down to first again, but Castro again in safely. Win sets on the mound. Going to take a look down to Castro at first again. No throw this time, however. Here comes the 1-1. And Lucido threatens the throw down to first base as Castro looked like he was about to jump, but it was more just to get Randy Wynn to throw an errant pitch. As the 2-1 comes in, that's going to be a strike on the outer third. Good fastball location there from Wynn. 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So it's Top of the third inning with a man on first base for John Mencken. Still scoreless tie. The 2-2. It's going to be hit into the air, out of play down the right side.
Oh, Castro's going to have to retreat back to first.
Yeah, Castro broke for second on that one, but the foul ball will negate the attempt there. The 2-2 is going to be sky towards center field. Backing up is Raw. He continues to back up onto the track.
Wow.
And he'll run into the wall as he makes that catch. And the wind is definitely carrying these fly balls here today, as that one almost got out. So we will go to the bottom half of the third inning, where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers will be DJ Martinez, Thomas Rulis, and Denandre Clark. So we'll be back shortly with more. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the third inning in a scoreless tie. Brian Fisher and Dan Dobler with you here. And it's going to be DJ Martinez set to lead things off here in the bottom half of the inning.
DJ Martinez kind of nice ball game, hitting 182, has 22 hits and 12 RBIs.
And that's going to be a ball low, 1-0. Tanner Keese looking to continue to roll here, as he's done good work through the first two innings.
Yeah, he had a really good second inning.
1-2-3 is how it went in the second inning. Struck out the side in the first, as that's going to be a strike. 1-1. That one hit the top right corner of the strike zone.
Yeah, right now Keese has 5 strikeouts.
It's going to be a ball high, 2-1. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings of work is pretty substantial, if I do say so. It's going to sky that one high in the air, as Oliver coming over, as that one's going to land out of play, so count will fall even to 2-2 now. And here comes the pitch from Keast. He's going to foul tip that one in the netting behind home plate. So the count will remain.
Chilly evening here at the ballpark.
Yes, it is. Yesterday was hot and humid, but that rain really cooled things off. As that one's going to be a ball over the head of DJ Martinez, and that'll have the count run full now at 3-2.
Feels like fall weather.
Yeah, that it does. It started coming into the game today. It was 68 degrees with like no humidity. As that's going to be
yeah,
looked like a ball, but the umpire called it a strike. So that's going to be a called strike 3.
Martinez couldn't believe it himself.
So Martinez caught looking to start off the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's the 6th strikeout now for Tanner Keast as Thomas Rulis will step in. Rulis was my pick for player of the game coming in today. He's got that .316 average. He's almost like a second leadoff hitter for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, all the way down there in the 9-hole.
He has a home run, 17 RBIs for them Beavers.
As he swings and misses at that one, 0-1 on Rulis. It's hard to make contact on that fastball when it's going 95 miles an hour, and that seems to be pretty consistent from Tanner Keast. Just tends to blow it by him. Goes with the off-speed pitch that time, 1-1. He's going to foul that one down the left side, 1-2 now. Another fastball from Keast, that one hitting 96. The record here at USPBL is 98 miles an hour. So the 1-2 comes in, and that's going to be a curveball that is outside.
Yeah, Corey Kimber has that speed up there too.
Yeah, he shares the record with. Oh, I'm drawing a blank right now.
Matthews?
No, not Matthews, because that one's hitting and then behind home plate. It's going to remain 2-2. I'm still drawing a blank on it, but I'll remember at some point. So the 2-2 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball high, and the count's going to run full now, 3-2. These are the type of situations that Tanner Keast needs to avoid, is getting to lots of 3-2 counts. These 3-2 counts are going to kill his pitch count, and he won't be able to go long in these games. That's what happened the last time out. As the 3-2 pitch comes in, that's going to be a ball outside, and that's going to be a walk for Rulis. So it'll be 1 on and 1 out here. So now DeAndre Clark will step in for a second at-bat of the ball game. He sets on the mound. Comes the first pitch. That's going to be a ball a little bit inside. 1-0 now. Chenoweth down there at third base playing shallow again. Prepared in case there's a bunt from Clark. Still 1-0. It's Keast who threw down to first base to make sure that Rulis doesn't try anything. 1-0 pitch comes in. He's going to ground that one towards the third baseman. Ooh, but Chenoweth's going to take it off his glove as that one trickles into the outfield. So that'll allow DeAndre Clark to reach safely here. And we'll wait for the official ruling on that one. We got to imagine that one's going to go down as an error. No, they're going to put that one down as a base hit for DeAndre Clark.
Wow. I would have thought it would be ruled as an error.
Seemed like a routine play. Maybe a little difficult because Chenoweth was playing shallow, but it looked like it went off his glove to me. Unless I looked at things wrong as the first pitch to Raw comes in. It's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. It's going to be a ground ball towards Castro. He'll get the force at second and the play down at first. And they're going to turn the 6-4-3 double play. So that double play is going to end the inning. The Beavers get runners at first and second base, but leave them stranded. So we go to the top of the fourth inning where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers will be Mark Kruger. Following him be Esteban Gomez and John Crafts. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the fourth inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Is going to be the designated hitter and cleanup hitter, Mark Kruger. So we wait for some fans to filter off the field out there in left center.
A lot of fans here tonight at the ballpark, even though it's a chilly evening.
Lots of jackets, that's for sure.
Yep.
Don't often see people wearing jackets in August, but knowing Michigan, anything's possible.
Feels like fall weather.
The clouds are beginning to break up here as I'm, for the first time today, seeing blue sky peering through the clouds. They're fast moving, too, and the wind keeps changing direction, and it's blowing very hard.
It's a good thing we have baseball this evening. Last night, unfortunately, the weather, Mother Nature had other plans.
Yeah, the rain last night was a little bit inconvenient, to say the least. We got through, it was thundering and lightning all afternoon, and then right as we got the national anthem done is when it finally started pouring. And we get here like 4 p.m., so we get here like several hours before the game starts, and it was thunder and lightning the whole time during that, but no rain. And as soon as the national anthem ended, it just started downpouring.
Yeah.
It downpoured like that for an hour and a half at least.
Yeah, the field was not in good condition at all.
Yeah, so we ended up having to call that game, and we'll complete it on a double header later this month, as that's going to be a swing and a miss by Mark Kruger, 0-1 now.
I believe it's going to be the 19th.
Yeah, I believe so. We're going to have a 1 p.m. game and then followed up by the 7:05 game between the two teams. 0-1 will come in. He's going to drive that one towards center field. Brennan Raw coming in will field it on a hop, and Mark Kruger's got a base hit to lead off the inning here. So now Esteban Gomez will step in with no man out and one on here in the top of the fourth inning. Still a scoreless tie. It's the first time in today's ball game that the leadoff hitter has gotten on base safely. Let's see if that could be the difference maker in this game. Swing and a miss there. Big rip there by Gomez at a curveball from Randy Wynn.
Gomez is 0 for 1, ground out to a fielder's choice his last time up.
The 0-1 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one towards right field.
Ooh.
Nice diving stop there by Rulis, and the throw to first will be in time.
Beautiful play there.
Fantastic defensive ability there by Thomas Rulis to make that play. As he makes that diving stop to get Gomez down the first baseline. Mark Kruger will advance to second base, however, on that ground out. And that'll put a runner in scoring position for John Kraft with just 1 out.
Kraft is 0 for 1 as well. Going out to the first baseman his first time up.
It's going to be a 1-0. It's going to be 1-0 now after that fastball missed inside. Swing and a miss there. And you got him with the off-speed pitch there. 1-1. Ooh, he's gonna foul that one
That's
off
gonna sting a little bit.
off his leg, and he goes down. He's up and walking around as he tries to walk that one off. He's back in the batter's box now. It's still a 1-2 count on John Kraft. Last time out, last weekend, John Kraft had 2 home runs in 2 consecutive at-bats. It's an infield, inside the park home run. That was when it was Erlinson and Cruz that collided in the outfield. Cruz ended up coming out of the game with an apparent leg injury. Because of that, yep, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then Kraft made up for that one and then hit another one out.
Yeah, he launched one to the right field hill in his next at-bat. As he's going to take another one off himself, as he fouls that one off his body again. So now Chris Power's going to come trotting down as he is the first base coach, so to say, today's ball game. And I think John Kraft's more frustrated more than anything. As the Beaumont doctor will come out to check on him. He's all right, and he seems to be walking around all right on it. Kraft's just getting beat up at the plate today, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Back to back.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes on John Kraft with 1 out and a runner at second base. Hopper's looking to take the lead here in this ball game, here in the top of the 4th. That's going to be a ball just inside. 3-2 now.
Randy Wynn wanted that strike 3 call.
It was close. It was very close as he tried to hit that inside corner with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but just barely missed. The 3-2 comes in, and he's going to ground that one back to the mound. Wynn has. He's going to throw it on a third base and get the lead runner.
Heads-up play there by Wynn.
And that's exactly what that was, Dan. As it was a fantastic job by Wynn to check down to third first, and they got the lead runner. So there's no longer a runner in scoring position as John Kraft hits into a fielder's choice. So now Casey Chenoweth will stand in. The runner's now at first base with 2 outs. He's going to drive that one on a line to left field. And not going to be able to get there as Pollard in left. That one rolls to the warning track. Rounding third base is Kruger. And, John Kraft, and he will come in to score. So an RBI double from Casey Chenoweth is going to give the Eastside Diamond Hoppers a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning.
Great hit there from Chenoweth.
Yeah, hit that one on a line. Hit it hard to left center field, and Pollard was ranging to his left, wasn't able to get there in time, and ended up rolling all the way to the warning track, which allowed Kraft to come all the way from first base to score. The first pitch to Brennan Oliver is going to be skied in the air towards right field. Charging in is Clark, and it's not going to be caught out there in right field, and that's going to allow another run to score. As Brennan Oliver is going to have a bloop single to right for an RBI.
Yeah, Rulis has had a long way to get that one, but unable to make the catch. So did Denandre Clark. Denandre Clark had a run in for that one as well.
Yeah, he kind of hit that one in no man's land out there in right field. But it'll be a RBI single for Brandon Oliver. Now the Eastside Diamond Hoppers have a 2-0 lead here in the top of the fourth as Ian Mikowski stands in. First pitch to him is going to be a ball low, 1-0. Last time up, Mikowski grounded out to the first baseman, Helsel. Going to ground that one towards the second baseman, Rules. They'll get the lead runner at second base, and that's going to end the top of the fourth inning. But not before the Eastside Diamond Hoppers take a 2-0 lead thanks to RBIs from Casey Chenoweth and Brennan Oliver. So when we come back to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it's going to be Robert Pollard set to lead things off. Following him will be Christian Helsel and Hunter Wood. It's going to be the heart of the lineup for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers as they look to mount a little bit of a comeback here. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the fourth inning, where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is going to be a Robert Pollard.
Hey, he's 0 for 1 this evening. Struck out his first time up.
Struck out looking as well. And Tanner Keith so far in this ballgame has 6 strikeouts.
He's only given up 1 hit and also has 2 walks.
Keith elects to go with the curveball for the first pitch, and it's going to miss outside 1-0. Time goes with the fastball to go outside again to Pollard. 2-0 now.
His fastball's been reaching in the 90s, Brian, this evening.
Yeah, it gets all the way up there to 96 today. As the 2-0, he blows that one by him as Pollard swings and misses. 2-1.
No way he can catch up to that one.
Yeah, Randy Wynn in comparison throws his fastball about 89-90, but Keith usually throws it somewhere between 93 and 96, as that one's going to be way inside, as Pollard has to do a little bit of a dance to get out of the way of that pitch. 3-1. Now the wind is blowing from left to right as it keeps changing directions, as Pollard swings and misses at another fastball. This one in at the hands, 3-2. So Keith sets on the mound. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he dialed that one back for a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
That is strikeout number 7 for Keith.
Matches his high from his last outing. Or matches his total, I should say. And that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Beavers now trail it 2-0 thanks to RBIs from Chenoweth and Oliver in the top half of the inning. As that's going to be a ball outside, 1-0 now.
Christian Household making his USPBL debut. He's 0 for 1 so far this evening. Struck out his first time up.
The 1-0 pitch comes in. It's going to be fouled in the netting behind home plate. 1-1. Christian Helsel hitting in the leadoff spot to start his career with the Beavers as he swings and misses at that curveball from Keast. 1-2. Goes first 2 pitches with fastballs and then decides to go with an off-speed pitch as here comes the 1-2. That's going to be way high. That went up to 97 miles an hour. And 2-2 now. So the 2-2 comes in, and he's going to check a swing on that one. And
wow.
You're going to say he goes. So that's going to be strike 3 on that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Make it number 8 of the ball game for Keast.
And the second strikeout of the evening for Christian Helsel as well. So now Hunter Wood will step in, and I think one of the things that makes Tanner Keast such an effective pitcher on the mound is his fastball can get up to, now we see 97 miles an hour, while his curveball is down there at like 76.
That really throws a batter off.
Yeah, that 20-mile-an-hour difference can really, like you said, throw a batter off at the plate, as that's going to be a pitch inside. 1-0 now.
Here's that 75 we were talking about.
Pitchers go in there, or batters go in there, expect to see a fastball, and all of a sudden they have a breaking ball that's a lot slower than they were expecting. It's going to be a ball inside, 2-0.
Now Hunter Woods 0 for 1. He flew out to the center fielder, Ian Mikowski, his first time up.
As long as Tanner Keast can hit his spots, there's not really anything he can't do as the 2-0 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball low and inside, 3-0. Command has really been his only issue. In that last ball game where he went 4 innings, he had those 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. He only gave up 3 hits in that ball game, so he doesn't give up a whole lot of hits, and he strikes out a lot of batters, but he tends to walk a lot of guys, which is why he doesn't go very deep in ball games. He's already gone deeper in this ball game than he did in his last outing.
Yeah, he only has 2 walks right now.
It's 3-1, or I apologize. This time next inning he will have. He's actually only gone 3 2/3 right now. So that's going to be a 5-pitch walk to Hunter Wood.
That's his 3rd walk of the ball game.
So now Dan Kennan will step in with a runner on and 2 outs here. He's doing a good job today, or Keast is at least, at reducing the amount of walks he's given. He had 6 walks in 4 innings. He's already cut that in half already.
Dan Kennan's 0 for 1. He was Keast, one of his strikeout victims.
Gonna throw it on a first base. Hunter Wood gets back in safely. So Dan Kennan has a 1-0 count on him now. And yeah, he was, like you said, Dan, another one of the many strikeout victims for Tanner Keast today. As that one's going to be flied in the netting down the right side, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 man on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Beavers trail the Hoppers 2-0 here. The 1-1 pitch comes in and goes with the curveball. That one hitting 71 miles an hour, but it stayed high and inside. 2-1. Throw it on a first base as Wood gets back in safely. Keith sets on the mound. So the 2-1 comes in. That's going to be a ball outside. Count will run to 3-1 now. And Keith threatens to walk his second consecutive batter. So the pitch comes in. That's going to be grounded towards the third baseman, Chenoweth. Chenoweth has it. We'll throw it down to second and get the lead runner. And that's going to end the bottom of the fourth inning. So the Beavers get a man on in the bottom of the fourth inning, but strand him at first base. And we will go to the top of the fifth, where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers will be the leadoff batter, Ricky Castro. Following him will be Cam Stewart and John Mankin. That's your 1, 2, 3 batters in today's ballgame. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Got a mask on here for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please direct your attention to the video board. Someone has a very important question to ask.
Oh my goodness!
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the fifth inning. Brian Fisher and Dan Dilber with you here. As is a 2-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Ricky Castro set to lead things off here.
He hit for a single his last time up.
Randy Wynn back out there for his fifth inning of work. And like you said, Ricky Castro had that single, so he's 1 for 2 in today's ball game. So that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. Wynn wasting no time on the mound. Delivers that pitch with a sense of urgency.
So far, Wynn has 2 strikeouts, but has given up 6 hits and 2 runs.
The foul down the left side, 0-2. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. That'll be a ball low and inside, 1-2. Wynn sets on the mound. Comes the delivery of the next pitch, and that one's going to be flared towards center field on the run, and not going to get it as Martinez. That's going to be another single to center for Ricky Castro, this time a blooper.
Now batting for the Diamond Hoppers, second baseman Cam Stewart.
So now Cam Stewart will stand in.
He's 1 for 2 this evening as well. Had that double back in the first, which hit off the wall.
His last time up, however, he just popped out to the second baseman, Rulis. So the first pitch of the at-bat comes in. It's going to get away from Lucido. He tries to find it, and that's going to allow Castro, who's quite fast in the base paths, to advance to second base. So wild pitch will move Castro into scoring position as the Eastside Diamond Hoppers look to extend their lead here at the top of the fifth. In case you're just tuning in, it was a scoreless tie all the way up until the fourth inning, where the Hoppers took a 2-0 lead thanks to an RBI double from Casey Chenoweth and an RBI bloop single from Brandon Oliver. Made the score 2-0, and that's where we stand now. That's going to be a ball way outside as Lucido nearly really had to lunge for that one. So 2-0 now.
If that would have got by him, Castro would have been to third base with ease.
Yeah, that was a pitch way outside, and I mean I mean that in like the most extreme sense. As the 2-0 pitch comes in, that was going to be a hit towards center field. Raw will just take a few steps forward. They're going to throw into the third base, making sure Castro stays at second. And they'll be the first out here in the top of the 5th. So now John Mencken will stand in with 1 out and 1 on here in the top of the 5th.
He's 1 for 2 as well this evening. Hit for a single his first time up and then flew out to the center fielder, Brandon Raw, his last time.
Going to be a meeting at the mound between Lucido and Wynn, and I see Newell coming out.
Beavers did have action in their bullpen.
It's Seth Brenner warming up down there in the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers bullpen. Last time these two teams faced each other, he did have an inning of relief.
Yeah, he came in the 7th, and he had 2 strikeouts. Gave up no hits, no runs. I mean, pretty good outing from him. He had only pitched 1 inning, though.
1 inning of relief is all you really need. He did a good job, like you said. He struck out 1 guy, no walks, no hits, obviously no runs. And he's proven himself to be an adequate starter as well. So you can, if you need him to go longer, you can. So the meeting's going to be over, and Randy Wynn will stay on the mound to face off against John Mencken with a runner in scoring position. How about that throw from Brandon Raw out there in center field? He threw that right on the money down to the third baseman, Dan Kennan, to keep Ricky Castro at second base.
Yeah, it was a beautiful throw just to keep Castro there.
Not to mention it was also against the wind, which, I mean, you have just all that extra power to just to throw it that hard, as this going to be a strike in there, 0-1. So the wind keeps changing direction at any given moment. Watching that flag out there basically go berserk. So the 0-1 pitch comes in. He's going to swing and miss. He's really going to reach on that one. And it's 0-2 now. That one was way outside, and John Mencken went fishing.
Yeah, they didn't know what he was looking at.
So Castro down there at second base. He got there after advancing on a wild pitch. The 0-2 pitch comes in. Oh, he's going to drive that one high in the air to left field. On the run is Pollard. He's going back, and that one is going to be out gone.
Wow, what a hit from Mencken.
A 2-run home run for John Mencken will give him 8 on the season, and he will take sole lead for active leaders in home runs. And he gives his team a 4-0 lead now after that 2-run shot to left.
All Robert Pollard could do is just watch that go.
He is just 1 home run behind Jellikowski as Newell is coming out to the mound, and that looks like it's going to be it for Randy Wynn, as Seth Brenner will come into the game.
Now a 4-0 ball game for the Hoppers.
Thanks to that 2-run jack out there to left field. John Mencken flexing his muscles here, and that's going to end the day for Randy Wynn. As he will just go 4 1/3 into this ball game. He'll give up 8 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned. If you're looking for a silver lining, he did not walk a batter, which is good to see. And he only struck out 2 batters in this ball game. So his control was there. He just was leaving pitches in bad locations.
And that talk about bad location was that pitch to John Macon.
But now Seth Brenner will step in, and like we said last time out, he went 1 inning pitch, gave up no hits and no walks with a strikeout.
And a 10.5 innings pitch, he has given up 7 hits, 4 walks, has 16 strikeouts, given up 1 run, which was earned, an ERA of 80.84 and a WHIP of 122.
Now that's just a stat line with the Beavers since coming over.
Yes, it is.
So Seth Brenner will come onto the mound here. Again, Randy Wynn goes 4 1/3, gives up 8 hits, 4 earned runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So not the outing he was hoping for after having an excellent one last time out where he went 7 innings and only gave up 2 earned runs.
Yeah, with the Unicorns, he had 16.5 innings pitched, had 1 win, 2 losses, and has given up 20 hits and 15 walks, had 12 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.32 and a WHIP of 2.10. And that was with the Unicorns earlier this season.
So maybe the change of, I would say location, but he didn't change location.
No.
Maybe the change in uniform is what really sparked it here. He's got a good ERA in the 10 innings pitched with the Beavers at .84, like you mentioned, is the first pitch to Mark Kruger is going to be a strike on the outside edge, 0-1. It's now a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers here in the top of the 5th inning. Thanks to that 2-run jack from John Macon just moments ago. Going to appeal down to the first base ump, and they're going to say he went 0-2.
Yeah, all Robert Power can do is just watch that fly.
And that it did, Dan, as that one was gone by a long shot. The 0-2 pitch comes in, and that one's going to be outside 1-2. Mark Kruger so far today, Dan, is 1 for 2. He's got a base hit his last time up. It's going to be a strike on the inner third of the plate, and he's going to be called out on strikes.
He didn't like the call.
Kruger does not agree with that one whatsoever. So that'll be the second out of the inning and the first for Seth Brenner in his relief appearance here. So now Esteban Gomez will step in.
Esteban Gomez 0 for 2.
First pitch is going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
Going out to the second baseman, Cam Stewart, his last time up.
It's going to be a ball low, 2-0. Another fastball. Brenner's fastball only gets up to about 90 miles an hour. He's hitting about 87, 88 right about now. He's going to ground that one towards the first baseman, Helsel. He'll take it himself and tag first base. And that'll be it here in the top of the 5th inning. But the Eastside Diamond Hoppers extend their lead to 4-0 thanks to a 2-run home run from John Macon. So we'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We're due up for the Beavers. It's going to be Lucido, Martinez, and Rulis, the bottom of that lineup. And we've played half a game of baseball here, and it's a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 5th inning as we begin the second half of this ball game where the Hoppers lead 4-0. It's going to be Robert Lucido set to lead things off here.
Lucido is 0 for 1, struck out his first time up. Tanner Keese has done a really great job this evening, Brian.
Yeah, he's cut down on the walks, but kept his strikeouts at the same amount, as he's got 8 now, I believe, passing his total from last game, which was 7. 1-1 now to Lucido. See, 1-1 pitch comes in, and he's going to foul tip that one off the mask of the umpire. He's actually going to knock the mask off of the home plate ump. So 1-2 now as Oliver goes out to Keast.
To give the ump some time to readjust.
Yeah, the foul ball took the mask clean off his face.
Tanner Keese' offense has done a great job in getting him in the lead here.
So 1-2 on Robert Lucido as his team now trails 4-0. So it's going to be a ball outside, 2-2 now. Two-two pitch can be fouled into the netting behind home plate. Count will remain.
Beavers still only have 1 hit in this ball game, and that came thanks to DeAndre Clark back in the 3rd.
Yeah, that was that one hit off the end of his bat down by Chenoweth at third base as the 2-2 comes in, and it's going to be just outside, and the count's going to run full now, 3-2. Brett and Oliver held that one there for an extended period of time, hoping they'd get the call. But no dice on that one. So here comes the delivery from Keese. 3-2 is going to be a high, and Lucido's going to draw a leadoff walk.
That's Keese' 4th walk of the ball game.
Leadoff walks are not what you want to do, especially when your team just gave you a nice lead to work with.
No, not at all.
You want to try and roll that momentum into the following inning.
Here's DJ Martinez. He's 0 for 1 this evening. Struck out his first time up.
It's going to be a ball high, 1-0. Gomez is going to come out to the mound to have a quick chat with Keast. And that was just, it looked like he said just a few words and is heading back to first.
Possibly those words to have Keast keep a close eye on Lucido.
The 1-0 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike in there. So it's 1-1. That one was another curveball from Tanner Keast. That'll be a strike low. 1-2 now. Went back to the fastball that time and blew it by him by the knees.
That was at 95 miles per hour.
Third on a first base, Lucido stumbling, sliding back in, but gets in safely. As he goes out and fixes the dirt. Lucido, the catcher, isn't much of a base stealer, but
you never know.
You never know anymore. The 1-2 pitch comes in. He's going to fly that one towards right field. Charging to his left is Mankin. It's going to get down the right field line. It's going to be a base hit for DJ Martinez. And that'll advance the runner to second base.
Now batting for the Beavers, number 13, second baseman, Thomas Brulis.
So the Beavers are in business here. You have Lucido over there at second.
Now my pick for player of the game can come up huge here.
Yeah.
His team is trailing by 4 runs, but with a runner at scoring position, they could spark the offense here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Rulis walked his first time up.
The first pitch to him comes in, and that one is Ephus looking pitch as that one is way high. Looked like he went for the curveball, but released it a bit too early. 1-0. That's going to be a foul ball into the netting behind home plate. Count will fall even, 1-1.
Rulis showed bunt there, but fouled it out.
Keith sets on the mound. He's got runners at first and second with no outs here as the 1-1 comes in. That's going to be in there for a strike. 1-2 now. Backdoor curveball on that one. Started outside the plate and then broke back over. Catching Rulis looking on that one. Swing and a miss on that one as he goes to a fastball high and Rulis chases it up out of the zone.
Strikeout number 9 for Keast.
And yeah, Dan, that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Then Andre Clark will now step in. Yeah, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He's got runners at in scoring position.
Clark's 1 for 2. He had the first hit of the ball game for the Beavers, and now it's back in the 3rd.
First pitch comes in, and that's going to be a ball inside. It's going to get away from Oliver. That's going to allow both runners to advance. And now we got 2 runners in scoring position instead of just 1. And now 1 base hit from Denontre Clark could tie the ball game. I'm sorry, cut the lead in half for the Hoppers. For a second there, I forgot about the 2-run home run from Macon. It's currently 4-0 in favor of the Hoppers. The 1-0 comes in. That curveball starts out high and then just barely hits the top of the strike zone. 1-1. So the pitch from Keast again goes with the curveball. 2-1.
Beavers have a perfect chance here to get their first runs on the board.
They got runners at second and third with 1 out. So let's see if they can capitalize as swinging and missing on that one is Clark, and it'll make it 2-2. Had him spinning in a circle there as he took a big rip at that 94-mile-an-hour fastball. The 2-2 comes in. Swing and a miss again, and Clark is frustrated himself as he chases a fastball and near the bottom of the strike zone.
10 strikeouts now for Keast.
So now Brandon Raw will step in with 2 out and 2 on.
Raw is technically 0 for 1 this evening. He walked his first time up, had a stolen base, but then ground into a double play his last time up.
Yeah, that double play into the inning for the Beavers, as that's going to be a strike. 0-1. Tanner Keast doing a great job of mixing his pitches here this inning. He's throwing a lot more off-speed pitches than he was earlier in the ball game. The 0-1 will come in and gets Raw swinging at that one. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He just blew it by him. 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third for the Beavers as they look to score and for the first time in this ball game get on the board. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he gets him on 3 pitches. And that'll be, what, the 10th strike?
11th strikeout for Keast.
So 11 strikeouts for Tanner Keast in 5 innings pitched. And we go to the top of the 6th inning where the Hoppers still lead at 4-0 after getting out of that jam. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoth jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top half of the 6th inning, where it's a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and John Kraft is set to lead things off.
Seth Brenner's out for his second inning of work here, or half of an inning of work here.
Well, he went 2/3 in the last inning, and he's going to go his first full this inning.
I'm losing my math here.
As that's going to be a ball outside 1-0. It's all right, Dan.
I should start studying because school's going to be starting around.
If you were good at math, you probably wouldn't be a comm major like me. As the 1-0 pitch comes in, and he's going to fly that one out of plate on the left side. On the run is Kennan, but like I said, out of play, so no use there. 1-1.
Chilly evening here at the ballpark. Fans got their hoodies, jackets, and also some blankets.
Yeah, very windy as well, which isn't helping any.
And also, they're selling hot chocolate here at the ballpark for the fans as well.
Yes, Steve. Oh, he's going to drive that one on the right side, and it's going to hook foul. Kraft hitting a lot on that one. 1-2. Writer Steve said the hot chocolate was very good, so take his word on that one.
I thought you were going to bring some back for us.
Yeah, that's not happening. That one's going to be fouled off behind home plate. Remain 1-2 now.
He did share some of his Skittles, though.
That was kind of him.
Yes. Kids enjoying themselves here at the ballpark this evening as well.
As John Kraft chases that fastball outside, and he will strike out. The second strikeout for Seth Brenner today. So now Casey Chenoweth will step in.
Chenoweth had an RBI double his last time up.
Yeah, that sparked the offense for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. Following him was Brandon Oliver, who had an RBI single right after that. Gave his team a 2-0 lead. Then in the the top of the 5th inning, John Macon had a 2-run jack out there to left field that gave his team a 4-0 lead, and that's where they stand now. So first pitch of Chenoweth's going to be a ball outside 1-0.
The Hoppers have 8 hits in this ball game, while the Beavers only have 2.
Swing and a miss there by Chenoweth, as it's going to be 1-1 now. Seth Brenner is living proof that you don't need to have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to be an effective pitcher.
No.
His fastball tops out about 90 miles an hour. Doesn't have great velocity, but he has great movement on his off-speed pitches, and he mixes locations very well, and he gets these batters swinging a lot. As it's 1-2 now, as that one's fouled off, and you don't necessarily need to be a strikeout pitcher as well. He gets a lot of groundouts and pop-outs. He's an effective pitcher on the mound despite having a bunch of velocity. And that leads into my topic about I think MLB pitchers nowadays rely too much on velocity, as that one's going to be driven towards center field. Raw will range back and make the catch just shy of the warning track.
Battling the wind out there.
And that'll be the second out of this inning.
He started moving in, then had to move back.
So Brendan Oliver will step in.
Once again, he had an RBI single his last time up.
That was that blooper out there to right field, Dan. That just landed in no man's land. Rulis and Clark were really just 2 steps away from getting that, as that's going to be a ball on the outer third of the plate, 1-0. Fastball there from Brenner. Also, it helps Brenner be effective as he's a lefty in the mound. I think that probably has a big part of it too. But 1-1 now as that fastball hit. But Seth Brenner does a great job of mixing pitches and mixing locations.
He does. He did that with the Unicorns as well.
So that one's going to be fly towards left field. A blooper as Martinez running back will make the catch this time. As he ends up falling over, but still kept on to the ball, held on to the ball. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Seth Brenner and the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. And when we come to the bottom of the 6th inning, due up for the Beavers is going to be Robert Pollard, Christian Helsel, and Hunter Wood, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in that lineup. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 6th inning, where it's a 4-0 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers.
And we have a pitching change for the Hoppers. It is Jordan Pinnell taking the mound now.
Yeah, Pinnell so far this season has been fairly effective, although he got roughed up his last outing.
Yeah, and 31 innings pitched. Pinnell has 4 wins, 0 losses, giving up 20 hits, giving up 27 walks, 22 strikeouts. Gave up 11 runs, which were earned, an ERA of 3.16 and a WHIP of 1.45.
Yeah, he's got an ERA of 3.16, but we saw a bit of an anomaly from Pinnell's last time these two teams faced off. Went 3 innings pitched, so a bit of a longer relief appearance for Pinnell. We don't normally see that, but Shazer in that game only went 3, so it was required of him. Give up 5 hits, 5 runs, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout, as that one's fly towards right field. On the run is Gomez in a foul territory. And no one will get there in time, so it'll be 0-1 on Robert Pauler, who's leading things off this inning. And he got roughed up in his first 2 innings in that relief appearance, giving up 5 earned runs in the 2 innings. But in his final inning in relief that game, that was in the 6th in that game, he went 1-2-3. So he really settled things down. Again, that was a bit of an anomaly. He has been very good for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers out of the bullpen throughout the entire year. As the 0-1 pitch comes in, it's fouled in the netting behind home plate, 0-2.
But what a outing from Tanner Keast this evening.
Yeah, he goes 5 innings pitched, Dan, with 2 hits, gives up no runs, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts. So he gets 2 more outs further than he did last game. Again, with the amount of strikeouts he had, his pitch count, of course, was going to get high, but 11 strikeouts in 5 innings is phenomenal. It's too bad he couldn't get that 1 extra inning just so he could qualify for the quality start, as that's going to be 1-2 now, as that one missed in the dirt. But in the 5 innings work he did have, he was very good. He cut down on his walks from last time from 6 to 4. He'll continue on to cut down on those, but the walks and strikeouts tend to go hand in hand, really.
Yeah.
As the 1-2 pitch comes in, it's going to be flied into foul territory on the left side, charging his Chenoweth, but he realizes it's going out of play and will retreat back to third base.
For all you Tigers fans out there, Tigers are losing 2-1 against the Orioles, and they're in the 6th inning. Vervander was on the mound this evening for the Tigers.
Is he still on the mound, or is he gone now?
He's still on the mound.
What inning is it?
It's the 6th inning.
6th inning, all right. The 1-2 pitch comes in, and that one's going to be driven hard down the right field line. On the run is Mankin, and he's going to watch that one go, as that's going to be a solo shot for Robert Pauler here in the bottom of the 6th inning to make it a 4-1 ball game.
Getting over that 320 mark and going on to the hill.
And Robert Pauler with a line drive home run down the right side. And that'll put his team on the board and make it a 4-1 ball game.
Let's see if this is a start for the Beavers and the spark they needed.
So Christian Helsel will walk in. Or step in, I should say, with no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. His team now has a run on the board. 1-0 now on Helsel after that first pitch missed inside. It's now a 4-1. Now it's a 4-1 ball game thanks to the solo shot from Robert Pauler, as that ball is going to miss high. 2-0.
They got out in a hurry.
Yes, it did. It seemed like I was rushing to say things just because I had to keep track of where that ball was, as the 2-0 pitch is coming in. It's going to be high. 3-0 now to Helsel.
Helsel was making his USPBL debut. Would have made it last night, but of course Mother Nature had other plans. Tonight Helsel was 0 for 2. He struck out twice.
Both times he struck out swinging, as the 3-0 comes in, and that's going to be in there for a strike. 3-1. Definitely not the start to the appearance Pinnell wanted. Gives up a solo shot to the first batter he faces, and now is in an unfavorable count against Helsel.
Yeah, he's coming in tonight's ballgame looking to have a bounce back outing from his last time.
Helsel swings on that one, and I believe he missed, as it's going to be a full count now, 3-2. The 3-2 pitch comes in, and he's going to drive that one towards center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Helsel has his first hit in his USPBL career here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Someone get him that ball.
Yeah, keep it. That was a great hit there. Great and a great swing from Helsel.
As Newell will shove that one in his pocket. So now Hunter Wood will step in with a runner on, and still no outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's now a 4-1 ball game thanks to the Robert Pauler solo shot, as that's going to be a strike right over the heart of the plate. 0-1. There's a slider there from Jordan Pinnell. 1-1 now as that last pitch missed.
The Hoppers have action in their bullpen as the lefty Michael Gomez warming up.
The 1-1 from Pinnell is going to be inside, 2-0 now. Two-one as I misspeak. The 2-1 pitch, yeah, it's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 2-2. So the count's even now with the runner at first base and no outs here. The 2-2 pitch comes in. Ball outside, so count's going to run full yet again. So full count for the second time this inning, and Pinnell's struggling in his relief appearance here.
He's struggling with his location of pitches.
Third on a first base, but Helsel slides back in safely. The 3-2 pitch comes in. He's going to fly that one down the left field line. On the run is Kraft. The bounce is going to hook foul, land in the bullpen for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. So it will remain a 3-2 count now. Sitting on the mound is Pinnell. Again, the 3-2. Swing and a miss there by Wood as gets dusted off by the 87-mile-an-hour fastball, high and away.
Definitely the strikeout Pinnell needed here.
As he tries to get back on track after giving up a home run and a base hit here in his first inning of work in this game. So now Dan Kennan will step in, 1 on, 1 out.
He's 0 for 2 tonight. Grounded out into a fielder's choices last time.
And then he's going to take that one for a strike on the outer third of the plate, 0-1. It's a nice slider there from Jordan Pinnell. As the 0-1 comes in, and that's going to hit Dan Kennan.
Ooh. And Kennan was not happy about it.
And he will trot down to first base and put a man on first and second. I'm sure no one's necessarily happy when they get hit by a pitch, but puts him on base and moves the runner up in a scoring position as the Beavers continue to try and claw back into this one. Currently trail at 4-1. Finally getting on the board this inning was the Beavers thanks to that solo shot home run from Robert Pollard.
Lucido's 0 for 1 this evening. He walked his last time up.
First pitch from to Lucido is going to be a strike, 0-1. A 1 pitch going to be hit up to the center field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. Rounding third base is Christian Helsel, and he will come to score. The throw down to the third base is going to be in time, and they throw out Dan Kennan at third base.
Wow.
But it will be an RBI single nonetheless for Robert Lucido as they cut this lead in half.
Great throw there by Ian Mikowski out in center.
Right on the money, and he gets the lead runner at third base.
And manager Chris Newell will have a discussion with the ump about that call. In other words, that was right on the money.
Yeah, Mikowski with that fantastic throw from center field right down to third base. It was an RBI single still for Lucido, as that makes it 4-2. But it takes care of the runner in scoring position. So with 1 on and 2 out, DJ Martinez will step in. It's now a 4-2 game. Hoppers still have the lead.
Martinez 1 for 2 this evening. Hit for a single his last time up.
The first pitch to him in this at-bat is going to be a ball high, however, 1-0. Yeah, single from Martinez was that base hit down the right field line, just barely staying fair. He's going to swing and miss on that one. 1-1 now. Ooh, he's going to kind of check his swing on that one, and he's going to hit it back towards the mound. That's going to be an easy out to end the inning. So the inning's over. We go to the top of the 7th, but the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers get 2 runs back thanks to a solo shot from Robert Poller and an RBI single from Robert Lucido. So the Roberts come together and score some runs this inning. And when we come back to the top of the 7th inning, it's going to be Ian Mikowski, who had that fantastic throw from center field to throw out Kennan at third base. Following him be Ricky Castro and Cam Stewart. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention towards home plate. We are proud to introduce Jeff and Chelsea. And Jeff and Chelsea have been blessed and are expecting an addition to their family. And with the help of Diamond Hoppers Casey Chenoweth, we are about to find out whether their bundle of joy is going to be a boy or a girl.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 7th inning. It's now a 4-2 ball game after the Beavers got 2 runs back in the bottom half of the 6th, thanks to a solo shot from Poller and an RBI single from Robert Lucido.
Yeah, a little rough outing there for Jordan Pinnell, who came in for the Hoppers.
As Brenner is back on the mound for his 2nd full inning of work. He's already pitched 1 2/3 so far.
He's done a great job. He has 2 strikeouts.
Yeah, he had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th inning as well. Macau skipped the bat here. He had that great throw from center field to throw out Kennan at third base for the 2nd out of the bottom of the 6th. As that one's going to be, a nice diving play by Kennan at third base.
Beautiful.
Throw down to first base. Kennan, who is playing shallow in the infield in case of a bunt, makes a diving stop. Just quick reaction, and he will throw out Mikowski, who has a lot of speed at first base. So
Kennan was basically saying there, thank you, come again.
So just absolutely phenomenal play there by Mikowski.
Yes, it was. Kennan, man, what a diving stop from him.
So now Ricky Castro will step in. He's going to foul that one in the netting behind home plate. 0-1 now. It's going to be another strike. 0-2. Went that time with the change-up low.
Castro had a bloop single his last time up.
It's going to be ground that one right back to the mound. Brenner will throw down to Helsel at first, and that'll be the 2nd out of the top of the 7th. So now Cam Stewart will step in.
He is 1 for 3 tonight. Had that double back in the first, which really got things started for the Hoppers.
You hit that double off the wall out in left field as the wind is now blowing left to right. Keeps changing direction, and that wind helped that home run from John Mankin back in the fifth. Just barely get over the wall. 0-1. It's going to be a curveball outside, 0-2. Or not outside, I'm sorry. Hitting the outer third of the strike zone. He's going to get a piece of that one, as that one's going to be grounded towards Martinez at short. Throw down to Helsel at first is going to be dropped, and that will allow Stewart to reach safely.
Martinez really thought that throw was right on the mark, but unfortunately it wasn't. It was in the dirt. And Helsel was unable to corral it.
And that's going to go down as an error. So there'll be a runner at first base with 2 outs here, as coming out to the mound now will be Chris Newell, along with the catcher Lucido. Just to see if they're going to pull him here, just give the bullpen more time to warm up. Seth Brenner's been fantastic here in relief.
And Beavers have action in their bullpen, and it's the right-hander Jake Welch warming up, who we were supposed to see start last night, but for the Beavers, but you know, of course, Mother Nature had other plans.
Yeah, so I was actually, honestly, coming in today, I was expecting to see Jake Welch tonight, but they decided to keep the rotation moving and went with Randy Wynn.
Yep.
So now John Mankin's at the plate. He had that 2-run home run his last time up. And right now, that's the difference maker, as that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. Seth Brenner keeps going back to that curveball. He's been consistent hitting the outer third of that plate with it, 0-1. And he would have gotten Cam Stewart on a ground out with that same pitch, but the throw from Martinez was a little off the mark. So that one's going to be way inside. Mankin has to back out of the way of that one. And it'll be 1-1 now. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a ball low, 2-1. Well, the change up that time, but missed. Over at first base is Cam Stewart. He reached on an error. The 2-1 will come in. He's going to fly that one to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Filling out on the hop is Clark, and the throw in will not be in time, as the runners have advanced to first and second now. So it's going to be a base hit for John Mankin, his 3rd hit of the night. He's having himself quite a night, isn't he, Dan?
Yeah, he is. He had a hit single back in the first, and then he had a 2-run home run. And that was in the 5th.
And then, of course, that base hit just now will be his 3rd of the night. He's 3 for 4 as Mark Kruger steps in. Coming out to the mound is Lucido to have a quick talk with Brenner. That's the first hit in this ballgame that Seth Brenner has given up since coming in relief of Wynn in the 5th inning. He's got runners at first and second with 2 outs now. It's a lefty versus lefty matchup right now. So the first pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one on a line down the right side. Nice dive or sliding stop by Helsel, and he will tag first base to end the inning. 2 great defensive plays by corner infielders.
Yeah, Kennan and then now Helsel.
So Helsel will make the final out here on a fantastic sliding stop. So the Hoppers threaten, but they don't score. Still going to be a 4-2 lead here, and going to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it's 7th inning stretch time here at Jimmy John's Field. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom half of the 7th inning, where due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is Thomas Rulis.
And we have a new pitching change for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, and it is the left-hander Michael Gomez.
As Rulis hits that one to center field, but Mikowski will get underneath it, not really having to move much out there in center. And that'll be 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Michael Gomez now pitching for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, like you said. Jordan Pennell got roughed up again in relief. Went 1 inning pitch, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 strikeout. However, did not have any walks, so there's your
Silver lining right
silver
there.
lining. He did hit a batter, however.
Now Michael Gomez, who's taken over for him in 30 innings pitch, has 3 wins, 0 losses. He's given up 31 hits, 19 walks. Has 37 strikeouts, given up 19 runs, 15 in which were earned, and has an ERA of 4.40 and a WHIP of 1.63.
The ERA may seem on the high side, but he had a couple rough outings in the middle of his season here. But trust me when I say this, he is a very good relief pitcher. It's 1-1 now on DeAndre Clark. The 1-1 pitch comes in. Ooh, that's going to be just a tad high. 2-1. It's a nice curveball there from Gomez as it started out outside and broke back over the plate, but just stayed a little bit high. It's going to fly that one in the netting behind home plate. Or to the right side behind home plate. 2-2. Corner infielders were playing shallow, but now they back up. It's rare to see a player bunt on a 2-2 because if they bunt it foul, it'll be an out. Comes the 2-2 pitch to Clark. He swings and misses, or swings and foul tips that one, I should say.
I'm telling you, Brian, DeAndre Clark always has a smile on his face. It's even after a poor swing or whatever it may be, he's just having fun out there.
That's always great to see. Is the 2-2 pitch going to be driven to left field towards the gap. Mikowski's underneath it out there in left center to make the catch. Mikowski has 2 putouts to start the inning here. So Brendan Raw will start things up, or step in now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Dan, yeah, the game's just about having fun.
Yes, it is.
So America's pastime, you know?
Yeah. Now Brandon Raw, who's up, he's technically 0 for 2 tonight. Walked back in the first and has a stolen base. The second time out, ground out into a double play and then struck out his last time.
As the first pitch to him comes in, it's going to be way outside, 1-0. One's going to be in there for a strike. 1-1 now. Another curveball from Gomez. One's going to be in the dirt down low. 2-1 now. After that 81-mile-an-hour changeup missed. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch from Gomez. It's going to be fouled off down the right side. 2-2 now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Eastside Diamond Hoppers holding on to a 4-2 lead here.
Fans will get treated to the fireworks after the ball game.
Yep, it's Friday Night Fireworks brought to you by Xfinity here at Jimmy John's Field.
And let me tell you, it's spectacular.
As the 2-2 is going to miss just outside. It's going to be a full count now. They're spectacular every single Friday night.
And just in case you guys, of course, can't make it out to the ball game, we do live stream them after the ball game for Fridays.
So that's something you can look forward to after the game is over as Brendan Raw swings and misses at that one. And Michael Gomez strikes out Raw to end the inning. So we go to the top of the 8th where due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is going to be Esteban Gomez, John Kraft, and Casey Chenoweth to lead things off. And that'll be your 5, 6, and 7 hitters in that lineup. Still a 4-2 lead for the Hoppers. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. It's going to be Esteban Gomez.
And Seth Brenner's out there for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, he came in relief in the 5th inning to get the final 2 outs and has pitched 2 full innings since, as that one's going to be hit right back to Brenner. And he will throw down to first base, and that's going to be a quick out here as he continues to do good work.
Basically told Esteban Gomez, thank you, and come again.
So it'll be one quick out here in the top of the 8th inning, and John Kraft will step in. Or maybe not, as Joe Maroney is pitch hitting for John Kraft here.
Joe Maroney so far this season's hitting 169, has 11 hits and 4 RBIs.
It's just a matchup game here with a lefty on the mound now. They want Maroney's right-handed bat in there instead of Kraft's lefty. The first pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike in the lower third of the strike zone, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch comes in. Another pitch that was low. This time it was too low, 1-1. He's going to hit that one back to the mound at Brenner again. This time it's going to careen down to the third baseman Kennan, where it will not be in time, and Maroney will reach base safely on a base hit. And Brenner's been getting lots of them hit back at him.
Yeah.
That was the 3rd one in his relief appearance that was hit back at him. This was the first time that he was not able to make the play. So now Casey Chenoweth will step in as Chris Newell will come out to the mound.
Looks like that's going to be it for Brenner.
As there is someone coming out of the bullpen for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. And like you said, Dan, that's it for Seth Brenner.
And now taking the mound will be Jake Welch.
So Seth Brenner goes 3 full innings pitched. Gives up just 2 hits in that span with no runs against him. Doesn't walk a single batter, and he strikes out 2. So great relief appearance from Seth Brenner.
Yeah, it is. And here comes Jake Welch to the mound for the Beavers. We were supposed to see him last night, but of course with their Mother Nature had other plans. Jake Welch has been very dominant so far this season for the Beavers. In 52 innings pitched, has 4 wins, 2 losses, given up only 38 hits, 20 walks, 51 strikeouts, given up 17 runs, 13 in which were earned, and has an ERA of 2.25 and a whip of 1.12.
Yeah, like you said, Jake Welch was supposed to start last night. He's been a fantastic starter so far this season with the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. He has played in 17 games now, like you're saying, Dan. And his last start, he went 6 innings pitched, gave up 1 earned run with 2 hits, struck out 9 and 2 walks. So he continues to just tear things up with the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, and he started the season as a reliever. So this this is not a role he's unfamiliar with.
Most of these pitchers, you know, we have seen quite a few starters too went into the relieving role.
Now, assuming that the Beavers cannot score any runs in the bottom of the 8th inning, I wouldn't be surprised if, even though it'd be a safe situation to see Jake Welch come back out because he's been so good out of the bullpen and in the starting role for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
Yeah. Right now his team, like you said, is just trailing 4-2. And who knows, we might even, if the Beavers are able to come back and maybe put some more runs on the board, because maybe he can end up with a win. You never know what can happen in a game of baseball.
So now Casey Chenoweth will step in to face off against Jake Welch for his first batter of the game.
Chenoweth had an RBI double, and that came back in the 4th.
It's 1 for 3. Going for second base is Joe Maroney, and
Get
him in time,
Wow.
and he is caught stealing. And Joe Maroney,
He's puzzled. He didn't think that was the right call, but
that'll be the second out nonetheless here. And so now it's a 1-0 count on Casey. 0-1 count on Casey Chenoweth with 2 outs and nobody on. Swing and a miss there by Chenoweth. 0-2 quickly on him as he got him with that curveball.
In his last outing, Jake Welch was dominant. He went 6 innings, had 9 strikeouts. Only gave up 2 hits, 3 runs, which were earned. And that was the 11-8 victory for the Beavers.
The 2 pitch comes in. He's going to drive that one high in the air in the left field. Not very deep as Pollard comes in, and he will make the catch out there in left field. And that is going to end the top of the 8th inning. So we will go to the bottom of the 8th. We're due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is the middle of the lineup, Robert Pollard, Christian Helsel, and Hunter Wood. Still a 4-2 lead for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers, however. We'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers is Robert Pollard.
Robert Pollard is 1 for 3 tonight. He had a solo home run his last time up.
Yeah, that was back in the 6th inning. He launched that one, a line drive home run out to the hill and right. And he's going to get hit with one there, and he will take first base.
That's the second hit batter in this ball game. Dan Kennan got hit by a pitch, and that was in the 6th.
So now Christian Helsel will step in. He had his first base hit in his career here with the Beavers. That was back in the 6th inning as well. Everything seems to be happening in the 6th for the Beavers.
Yeah. That's when they started getting and building their habitats a little bit.
As that's going to be a ball outside, 1-0. So there's going to be a runner at first base with no outs here as the Beavers are still looking to mount a comeback here. They got 2 runs in the 6th inning to make it 4-2, but haven't done much since. So 1-0 pitch comes in, and that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate, 1-1. Goes with that curveball there. Tried to front door him on that one. 1-2. Or I apologize. That was a backdoor curveball. So the 1-2 pitch comes in. He's going to bounce that one in there. Trying to go to second base is Pollard, and he will get in there safely as that one trickles into the outfield. So Pollard advances on a wild pitch. Puts a runner at scoring position with no outs for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
There's a perfect chance here for Chris Housefield maybe to get his second hit and maybe first RBI in his USPBL career.
Let's see if he can come in clutch here, as he's going to swing and miss at that one in the dirt, and I guess not, as he will strike out for the 3rd time today in his debut. So now Hunter Wood, the DH for the Beavers, will step in.
He's technically 0 for 2 tonight. Walked back in the 4th and struck out his last time up.
He's got a runner in scoring position right now, and he could tack on another run and make this just a 1-run game for the Beavers, as the Hoppers currently have a 4-2 lead. As that's going to be a strike on the outer edge. 0-1. Goes with the 75-mile-an-hour changeup. Look back to second base to make sure that Robert Pollar's not doing anything, as the 0-1 pitch comes in. He's going to foul that one out of play behind home plate. 0-2.
For all you Tigers fans out there, they're still trailing to the Orioles 2-1, and they're in the top of the 8th with 2-man on, no outs. But Verlander, what an outing from him tonight.
Yeah, 7 innings pitched. What is it, 10 or 11 strikeouts?
10 strikeouts.
Only 2 earned runs. He's been continuing to roll. His ERA is going to keep coming down, and this is the Verlander we know, as that's going to be a ground ball back towards the mound, going to get past him, and bobbled by the second baseman Stewart. And that will put runners at the corners now with 1 out.
Second error in the ball game, but the first for the Hoppers.
And that'll put Hunter Wood at first base on an E4. So Dan Cannon will step in now. The runners at the corners. And only 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Dan Cannon, technically 0 for 2 tonight, was hit by a pitch his last time up.
He's going to drive that one down the right field line. And underneath it is Mankin, and the runner tagging from third is going to come in, and it's not going to be in time. So an RBI sac fly for Dan Cannon is going to make this a 1-run ball game. So now the runner at first base, and now a 4-3 ball game. It's going to be Robert Lucido who steps in.
Robert Lucido was 1 for 2 tonight. Had an RBI single his last time up.
See if he can do it again here. He's got a runner at first base, so it's going to have to be a substantial hit to bring him home, as he's not in scoring position. 1-0 now. It's going to be Hunter Wood still down there at first base, as he didn't advance on the sac fly from Dan Cannon. Comes the 1-0 pitch. He's going to fly that one fouled on the right side, out of play. 1-1 now.
I feel that's kind of like a smart base running. He was there because you never know what can happen. You could have went the second, could have been thrown out too.
Well, considering how close of a considering how close of a play it was at home base or home plate, it was probably smart that he stayed at first, because they probably would have been able to get him at second.
Yeah.
The 1-1 is going to be outside, 2-1. But it's now 4-3 in favor of the Hoppers. The Beavers have gotten one back here thanks to the sac fly RBI from Dan Cannon. The 2-1 comes in. It's going to be flown into the netting behind home plate. The count will fall even. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, with a runner at first base for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers as they continue to chip away at this lead. Gomez sets on the mound as the 2-2 comes in. He's going to ground that one up to the shortstop. Castro's going to tag second base, and that's going to end the inning. So a chopper there from Lucido is going to ground out and end the inning. However, the Beavers get one back and make it a 4-3 ball game. So we go to the top of the 9th inning, where duo for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers is going to be Brandon Oliver, Ian Mikowski, and Ricky Castro, as they look to get a couple insurance runs in before they go to the bottom of the 9th. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned.
Hey, it's Matt Derry out here in right field in front of the merchandising tent and the trailer. We're having a blast. Get your USPBL gear right here. We've got 24 different kind of hats. We've got jerseys, pennants, foam figures. This Westside Woolly Mammoths jersey is straight fire. You've got to get these jerseys, these hats, everything out here in right field. And, of course, the merchandising area behind home plate in the grandstand. Check it out.
Welcome back, everyone, to the top of the ninth inning. We're due up for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. To lead things off is the catcher, Brendan Oliver.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Beavers, and it is Trevor Yonich.
He takes over on the mound for Jake Welch. He only threw against one batter, got him out. It was a fly out to left field. The first pitch to Oliver is going to be a ball outside, 1-0.
And Trevor Yonich, in 8.5 innings pitched, has 1 win, 0 losses, given up 5 hits, has given up 2 walks, has 8 strikeouts, given up 2 runs, in which 1 was earned, and an ERA of 103 and a whip of 8.81.
Meanwhile, Oliver lines that one back to Yonich, who is able to make the throw down to first base to get the first out in the top half of the inning. So now Ian Makowski will step in for his 4th at-bat of the ball game. He's still without a hit so far.
Yeah, he grounded out to third baseman Dan Kennan his last time up, and that was a diving stop by Kennan.
Yeah, that was a fantastic defensive play as he dove quickly. He was playing shallow in case of a bunt and had to make a quick reaction to manage to get the diving stop, and he was able to hop up in a hurry and get the throw down to first. As the first pitch to Makowski is going to be a ball, 1-0.
Coming into tonight's ball game, Makowski was hitting .257 and 9 hits and 6 RBIs.
The 1-0 is going to be out or inside, 2-0 now. As Yonich sets on the mound. The 2-0 comes in. He's showing bunt, but he's going to pull it back. 3-0 now to Makowski. Kennan down there at third base playing shallow again. He's on the edge of the infield grass and comes charging in when the pitch is delivered. Yonich sets on the mound. Here's the 3-0. It's going to be a ball outside. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the ninth. Not how you want to.
Not at all, right? You're saying.
Oh, it's not the start of the ninth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I stopped myself because I was like, wait, there was already an out. I forgot that Brendan Oliver on the first pitch you saw lined right back to Yonich.
You still don't want to walk a batter in this close of a ball game either.
Definitely not. So now it's going to be Ricky Castro with 1 on and 1 out. He will try to get his 3rd hit of the ball game. Breaking for second is Mikowski, and he is going to be in there safely. And that puts a runner in scoring position, and all of a sudden the Eastside Diamond Hoppers have a chance to extend their lead.
Mikowski showing his speed on the base pads.
Mikowski, without a doubt, is one of, if not the fastest base runner in the league. And the moment he saw Janic lift his leg to go for the pitch, he took off. He got in there without even having to slide. The 1-0 pitch comes in. That's going to be on the outer third of the plate for a strike. 1-1 now. Kennan down there still playing a little bit in. Ricky Castro has a lot of speed as well. Obviously, he's the leadoff hitter. See, 1-1 comes in, and that's going to be high. 2-1 now. Castro 2 for 4 in today's ballgame. Had base hits in the 3rd and the 5th inning. Most recently, however, grounded back to the mound. Castro will step out to take a couple swings and reset.
Mikowski out to a comfortable lead over there at second.
As he waits for the 2-1 against Castro, here's the pitch. Swing and a miss there by Castro. Big rip there, and 79-mile-an-hour off-speed pitch. And it's 2-2 now. Count falls even.
And we have seen Mikowski stow 2 bases in 1 inning.
Yeah, it's not anything he's unfamiliar with. He is a speed demon out there on the base paths. Although in a close game like this, I'm not sure if we'll see it. He looks like he's playing mind games. Oh, he's caught in the rundown now, and the throw back is going to be in time.
Wow.
And I don't know about that.
I don't
looks
either.
safe to me, and Campanello is going to come out there. And
Mikowski is puzzled, too. He thought he got a foot back in there.
I thought that Mikowski got his foot back in there in time as well, but the umpire is going to say it's an out, and that's going to be a pickoff for Janic. And Campy is upset, and I think he's got a dog in that fight, honestly. So after stealing second, Mikowski's picked off on a questionable call. And so it's going to be a 2-2 count with 2 outs now on Ricky Castro. No men on. Two-two is going to be skied in the left field, fouled on the left field line. So the count will remain 2 apiece.
Kennan was chasing after that one. He made some great defensive plays this evening.
Starting off that fantastic diving play down the left side, or down the third base line. The 2-2 comes in, and he's going to foul that one off on the left side again. Ricky Castro not going down without a fight. His team holding on to a 1-run lead here in the top of the 9th inning. Hoppers were poised to tag on another run and extend their lead, but it came to an end abruptly when Mikowski got picked off at second base.
And there's a questionable call there, too.
As the 2-2 comes in, and that's going to be down low for a ball. Count falls to 3-2 now. Yeah, I personally believe Mikowski was safe, but there's not much you can do when the umpire calls it one way, especially in a league where you don't have instant replay. Instant replay is still a new thing.
In the majors, yeah.
Well, challenging a call is, I should say. Instant replay has been around for a long time. I should probably clarify that. As the 3-2 comes in, fouled off on the left side. Getting getting a piece of that 80-mile-an-hour changeup from Janich. Janich decides on a pitch and sets on the mound. Here comes the 3-2. He's going to fly that one down the left field line. It's going to get down foul. And it's going to be a 3-2 count again as Ricky Castro is fighting off pitches one after another, doing a fantastic job of protecting the plate.
I mean, that just barely got foul. Just straighten out just a little bit more. It would have been fair.
Although if it would have been fair, I think Pollard would have had a good shot at it, as it was kind of flared down the left field line. It wasn't hit hard. Raw in center field, shaded a little bit to the left. It's the 3-2 again. So another one going to be fouled off down the left side. Top of the ninth inning, a 3-2 count with 2 outs on Ricky Castro's. Bases are clear. 4-3 lead for the Hoppers. The Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers have slowly chipped away at the lead to make it 4-3, as the Hoppers at one point had a 4-0 lead. As Janich sets on the mound, the 3-2 again, this time fouled in the netting behind home plate. This at-bat is starting to really drag on here.
Yeah, the Hoppers really extended their lead with that 2-run shot from John Mencken.
Yeah, that's the difference maker in the ball game as of right now. Janich sets on the mound. The 3-2 again fouled off.
Hey, he's doing a great job, Castro, not giving up, just staying alive. Janich just wondering, what do I have to do to get Castro out here? What is it going to be, that perfect pitch?
And we are at 13 pitches now in this at-bat, about to go on the 14th. Here comes the 14th pitch. He's going to check swing that one foul. Ricky Castro getting applause from the fans here, as he's well-deserved it. Staying alive here and just trying to do something for the Eastside Diamond Hoppers before they go to the bottom of the ninth.
He wants to try to get, I mean, the Hoppers were looking to try to get insurance runs here. Mikowski was over there at second, but was picked off, unfortunately.
The 3-2 pitch comes in. He's going to foul that one into the netting. And that is 15 pitches in this at-bat.
And Castro getting applause from the fans once again. Staying alive. Great, doing a great job.
It's a 3-2 count with 2 outs on Ricky Castro. I'm really curious who's going to win this battle.
Yeah, me too.
As Castro hasn't been able to get any good contact on any of the pitches, but then again, Janich hasn't been able to blow any of them by him. So Janich sets on the mound. Here comes the 3-2 yet again. There's going to be another foul ball. And every time he fouls one off, the applause gets louder.
That's 16, right?
16th pitch of this at-bat.
I lost track.
I wonder what the record is for most pitches in a single at-bat here in the USPBL is.
Got to find that out.
Ricky Castro has the record for consecutive games of the base hit now. I believe that's at 19. As the 3-2 pitch comes in, he's going to foul that one down the left side, and it's going to stay alive.
Fans are loving this.
This is the type of battle that fans come here to see.
John is just wondering, what do I have to do?
All he can do is just hope that he swings and misses or takes for a strike. So the 3-2 comes in again, and another one fouled off. Ricky Castro's feeding off the crowd now.
This is crazy, Brian.
10 of these last pitches, the last 10 pitches have been foul balls consecutively.
Will we have a winner here?
Here comes pitch number 18 of the at-bat. And swing and a miss, and Giannis finally gets him after 18 pitches in the at-bat.
Wow.
Ricky Castro finally goes down on strikes. But you got to give credit to Ricky Castro for staying
you
alive
do.
that long. But anyways, we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. We're due up for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers, where its last call for him is going to be DJ Martinez, Thomas Rulis, and DeNandre Clark, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the lineup for the Beavers, as they look to walk this one off or possibly just tie and send it to the extras. They trail by 1 run. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the bottom of the 9th inning, where it's last call for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers.
And we have a new pitcher on the mound, and it's the closer, Carl Bryce.
Yeah, Carl Bryce taking over for Michael Gomez in the mound. Michael Gomez went 2 innings pitched, no hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. That 1 earned run came because he hit Rob Pollard and allowed Pollard to advance on a wild pitch before Dan Kennan was able to bring him home on a sac fly.
And Carl Bryce so far this season, in 19 innings pitched, has 2 wins, 1 loss, has given up 14 hits, 17 walks, has 22 strikeouts, given up 5 runs, 3 in which were earned, an ERA of 137 and a whip of 164.
So 2-0 now on Martinez as the 2-0 misses inside. 3-0 now. The Beavers currently trail by 1 run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. It's a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Hoppers as they look to tie this game up and send it to extras, or maybe even walk it off, as that's going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. 3-1.
But you know Carl Bryce hoping that does not happen.
If I was Carl Bryce, I'd be hoping it wouldn't happen too, as that one's going to be the 4th ball of the at-bat, and it'll be a 5-pitch walk to DJ Martinez to start the bottom of the 9th. Not how you want to lead off a safe situation. So Thomas Rulis will step in with 1 man on and no outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
He's technically 0 for 2 tonight.
He is the winning run at home plate, Dan.
Yes, he could turn this game around. He walked back in the 3rd.
So first pitch to Rulis is going to be a strike on the outer third of the plate. 0-1, 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Bryce. He takes again, and he shows bunt, but pulls it back 0-2. So Rulis at home represents the go-ahead run, or the winning run, while Martinez at first base is the tying run. The 0-2 pitch comes in. I'll be a ball high, 1-2 now. Rulis was showing bunt originally, but has since pulled it back because there's 2 strikes on him. The 1-2 from Bryce. It's going to be a ground ball down the first base side. Foul, though. Count will remain 1-2. It's the 1-2 again. Fouled off down the left side, out of play. Bryce gets a new ball. The wind has started to die down a little bit, but it's still blowing straight away center field. Again, the 1-2. This time outside. Count will fall even, 2 apiece here. So bottom of the 9th inning with a 2-ball, 2-strike count on Thomas Rulis with no outs. His team currently trails by 1 run, 4-3 in this ball game, with a runner at first base, and they look to tie things up here in the bottom of the 9th. As that's going to be a ball inside. Count will run full now, 3-2.
Getting interesting here at the ballpark.
Carl Bryce in to make the save, taking over for Gomez on the mound. The 3-2 pitch comes in. Oh, he's going to drive that one to left field. That one's towards the gap on the run. Is not going to get there. Is going to be Kraft as coming to third base is Martinez. Rounding third is Martinez. He will come into scoring.
We have a tie ball game.
We have a tie ball game here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and it is a 4-4 game.
And now the Beavers have a chance to walk this one off too.
Yeah, with no outs, we have a runner at second base thanks to that RBI double from Thomas Rulis.
This is crazy, Brian. Beavers were trailing this whole entire game and now tied this ball game up. They have slowly came back in this ball game, and now they have.
So DeAndre Clark steps in, and he can win the ball game here for the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers. There's no outs and a runner at second. He's going to show bunt there, and it'll be a strike as he hits it into the glove of Brandon Oliver. It's a tie ball game at 4 apiece now in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Beavers have a runner in scoring position with no outs. As the 0-1 count is in, and that is going to be a ball 1-1.
One was very close of hitting DeAndre Clark there.
He's going to show bunt there. He's going to bunt it down, and they're going to say that went off of him.
Yep. So Rulis will have to go back to second.
So they're going to say that went off of Clark, so it's going to be 1-2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes on Clark with no outs. The runner at second base. Martinez at second. I'm sorry. Rulis at second is the winning run. Martinez with scored on a double from Rulis just moments ago to tie the ball game. The 1-2 pitch comes in. He's going to pull his bunt back and make it 2-2 now. Again, the 2-2. Pull his bunt back, and the count's going to run full at 3-2 now. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Clark. He's going to foul that one off into the netting behind home plate. It's a 4-4 tie here in the bottom of the 9th inning after the double from Rulis scored Martinez to tie it all up. We got the winning run now at second base for DeAndre Clark. Still no outs. So 3-2 pitch comes in. It's going to hit that one into the air down the left side. It's going to be foul and out of play, so Clark will stay alive. Bryce sets the mound. Again, the 3-2. A ground ball down the third base line. Throw down to first is going to be in time. That's going to be the first out, and staying put at second is going to be Rulis. So not what Clark wanted to do, but they have a few more attempts here. So now Brandon Raw will step in with a chance to win the ball game. So it's the bottom of the 9th inning with a runner at second base and 1 out. It's a tie ball game. And they're going to take a look back to second base.
Raw's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, hit into a double play in the 3rd inning and then struck out twice.
But could he be the hero for the Beavers?
So that pitch is going to be outside. 1-0 now to Brandon Raw. So 1 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning with a 4-4 tie. In case you're just tuning in, the Hoppers took a 2-0 lead in the 4th inning thanks to a RBI double from Chenoweth and an RBI single from Oliver. They added on to that in the 5th inning thanks to a 2-run home run from John Macon, making it 4-0. And then in the 6th inning, the Beavers finally got on the board thanks to a solo shot from Rob Poller, and Robert Lucido with an RBI single made it 4-2. In the bottom of the 8th, a sac fly RBI from Kedden made it 4-3, and then just here moments ago, a RBI double from Rulis tied it up 4-4. Going for third base, he's going to drive that one deep to right field, and that's going to be off the wall. And rounding third base is going to be Rulis, and that's going to win the ball game. So an RBI double off the wall and right is going to end the game, and the Birmingham-Bloomfield Beavers come away with a 5-4 victory over the Eastside Diamond Hoppers. So Brandon Raw.
Yeah, I mean, he turned his night around, was 0 for 3, and ends up being the hero for the Beavers.
So an RBI double will end the ball game as the Beavers walk this one off in the bottom of the 9th inning. So again, the Beavers win 5-4 thanks to a walk-off double from Brandon Raw. And we will go to a short break, tally things up for you, come back, give you a post-game recap, and let you know what's going to happen tomorrow's ball game, and let you know our players of the game. So we'll be back shortly with more. Please stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone, to the post-game recap in this game between the Beavers and the Hoppers. Again, the Beavers took down the Hoppers 5-4, walking it off in the bottom of the 9th inning. What a game from both teams, really.
Yeah, it was a battle, and what a turnaround game, especially, you know, for Brandon Raw, who had coming out to the plate, had an 0 for 3 night, and turns out to be the hero.
Yeah, like you said, he was 0 for 3 to that point, then had a walk-off RBI double to end the ball game, hit that one off the wall in right field. But to go through a recap of what happened in today's of today's events. In the fourth inning, the Hoppers got out to an early 2-0 lead thanks to a RBI double from Chenoweth and an RBI single right after that from Brandon Oliver. They scored 2 more runs in the next inning in the fifth thanks to a 2-run home run from John Mankin. He smashed that one to left field. And then from there on, the Beavers slowly chipped away at that lead. They scored 2 runs at the bottom of the sixth inning thanks to a solo shot from Robert Pauler and then a RBI single from Robert Lucido. They continued to chip away at that lead in the 8th and the 9th innings. In the bottom of the 8th, they scored a run on a sac fly RBI from Dan Kennan. Then in the 9th inning is when all the fireworks, so to speak, happen.
Yeah.
The real fireworks come afterwards. An RBI double from Thomas Rulis made it 4-4, tied the ball game, and then a walk-off RBI double from Brandon Raw ends the ball game and makes it 5-4. And an exciting end of this ball game as both teams went at it. The starting pitchers for tonight were Keast and Wynn, and Keast had a pretty good outing today, didn't he, Dan?
Yes, he did. You know, Keast went 5 innings pitched. Wynn gave up 2 hits, gave up 0 runs, and of course gave up 4 of those walks, which he cut that down because his last outing he had 6. But 11 strikeouts from him this evening.
Yeah, 11 strikeouts is phenomenal, especially in just 5 innings pitched. That and the 4 walks made it so he had to exit the game a little bit earlier. If he would have gone 1 more, he would have had the quality start. But such be life sometimes. When you're a strikeout guy like Keast is, your pitch count tends to get higher faster. But a great outing from him. Randy Wynn, on the other hand, not as good.
No, Randy Wynn, on the other hand, he went 4 1/3 innings pitch. He had given up 8 hits, and he had given up 4 runs, in which were earned. Had 0 walks, but had only 2 strikeouts.
So not a great performance from Randy Wynn this time around after he came off a great performance in his game before. But again, the final was Beavers 5, Hoppers 4. Dan, who would you say is your player of the game?
You know what? I want to go on the other side. How about John Macon tonight?
Yeah, John Macon was absolutely phenomenal for the Eastside Dominoes. He was 3-4 in today's ball game. 3 for 4, and he had 2 RBIs and a solo 2-run home run. I can't speak apparently. Other notables were Chenoweth went 1 for 4, and Oliver went 1 for 4 on the Hoppers, both with RBIs. I think for my player of the game, you know, I'm going to go with Brandon Raw. He was 1 for 4, but he walked it off and ended up winning the game for the Beavers.
Yes, that's what I mean. If I was going to go with Macon, I was going to go with him.
What about your pitcher of the game? Who would you go with?
You know, what a great outing from Keys tonight. I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, 5 innings pitched, like you said, with 11 strikeouts. Absolutely phenomenal. Just for the sake of having someone different, I'll go with Seth Brenner in relief for the Beavers. He was absolutely phenomenal. Went 3 innings pitched, gave up just 2 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and no earned runs. And he was really one of the forces on the mound for the Beavers that really settled things down for him, let him come back into this game. But what's on the menu for tomorrow, Dan?
All right, we have the Utica Unicorns taking on the Westside Rolling Mammoths, and first pitch is at 7:05. It's also Pirates and Princess night here at the ballpark.
So that'll be exciting. I can't wait to see some of the outfits the people are going to wear. But that's going to do it here at Jimmy John's Field. I'm Brian Fisher with Dan Dobler, and if you stay tuned, we'll stream the fireworks. But again, we'll catch you guys tomorrow at 7:05 p.m., and we will catch you guys later.